Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, or if you're new to my channel, hi, welcome. I'm weird, random, and crazy, and we're going to be doing an updated version on how to get a legendary weapon today, because it has been around 6 months since I last actually put on how to get a legendary weapon on my channel, and a lot of people would like to see an updated version on how to get them, and my tips and tricks on how to do them. So we're just going to jump straight into the video for today, and show you how to get a legendary in Dungeon Quest. If you don't know me, hi, I'm weird, random, crazy, and I love to do informational videos just like this on how to get certain things, how to achieve certain things, how to unlock certain things, because if you didn't know, at the moment there's currently an Excalibur quest and we're following that really closely over on my channel. If you haven't already checked that out, go and check it out. It'll be on my main channel page with the Excalibur quest and the first steps. We also do a ton of videos here with like spells and weapons and armor, what they are, their stats, what they sell for, everything like that in every single dungeon. But today is an updated version of how to get a legendary drop-in. Sorry if you can hear nature in my background, because birds like to be very loud no matter what time of the day it is, even if it's in the morning, middle of the day, or at nighttime. But that's what you get for being in Australia, I guess. And not having proper audio stuff. But thank you bird. But today, yes, legendary weapons are the hardest thing to currently obtain in the game. Well, not really. Kind of can put that on like a little equal scale now, because there are currently new cosmetics that you're able to obtain in game as well in the same mode as legendaries, so that's kind of like an iffy on which one's going to be better and worse, but we're just going to talk about it all today because why not? So if you didn't know what a legendary weapon is the best one for that dungeon. So for example, in Desert Temple, it is the Desert Fury. For Winter, it is the Crystallized Greatsword. In Pirate Island, it is going to be the Staff of the Gods and the Soul Stealer Greatsword. For King's Castle, it's going to be the Beastmaster Spell Scythe and the Beastmaster War Scythe. Then for Underworld, we are going to have the Phoenix Greatstaff and the Dual Phoenix Daggers, and then we're just gonna say them all because why not? For Samurai, we have the Sakura Greatstaff and the Sakura Katana. For the Canals, we were lucky enough to get the Overlord's Rageblade and the Overlord's Mana Blade. And now currently for Ghastly Harbor, we have the Kraken Slayer and the Sea Serpent Wings. These all have around the same drop rate every single dungeon. Obviously, it just gets a little bit harder with each dungeon because it gets more difficult as you level up and go to new dungeons. But yeah, so... And legendary, apparently, this is a suspicion because it has never been confirmed by Vinny or Joey or that guy or anyone involved in the development team. It has never been 100% confirmed, but this item has a percentage of a 0.2% drop rate, which means approximately 1 in every 500 runs. As I am going to tell you, I have not gotten a legendary in 4 months. I play non-stop no matter what. This is actually complete RNG. 100% of drops are completely random, and it's just that 0.2% of getting a legendary item. Obviously 1 in 500 runs is not actually accurate. As I've said, I have not gotten a legendary in 4 months. So I'm going to tell you my legendary experience right now. I never got a Desert Fury. I never got a Crystallized Greatsword. My first legendary drop was in Pirate Island on my first ever nightmare run on Pirate Island. And I got the melee one. For everyone that wants to know, I'm a mage. So that sucked a lot. But for you guys, if you don't know, you actually have to play in nightmare mode only. So for example, for the Desert Fury, you need to play Desert Temple Dungeon on nightmare difficulty. The only reason that you can get a third drop or a second drop, because there is an extra item game pass. I will say this, if you play in hardcore mode, you will only get an extra item. It does not change your drop rate. It does not change anything about your percentage. It just gives you another item drop as well. So for example, if you do nightmare on just nightmare where you're able to respawn, you will obviously lose 10 seconds if you die, but you will only get 1 item. If you do hardcore mode, you will get 2 items, but you are not allowed to die in that dungeon because there is no revive option. And then if you purchase the extra item game pass on a normal run, you will receive 2 items, whereas in nightmare hardcore modes, you will also receive 3 drops as well. So if you get how I'm talking about, we're bringing in the game passes into this because they are actually very, very helpful. Because if you want to like level up in Dungeon Quest really, really fast, you can either get the VIP game pass, which gives you a 20% extra XP boost every single dungeon, or you can get the extra item game pass. I think it was like what, a few thousand Robux, but it is very, very helpful when trying to get an extra drop or just getting stuff to sell or things like that, because the trading community here in Dungeon Quest is very, very big, and mainly how I obtain all of my legendaries. I usually have a legendary every single dungeon, and you probably can't really tell because I use the cosmetics to hide all of that, because the berry staff is the best cosmetic in the world because it's a berry staff. Why wouldn't I love the berry staff? But no, you don't really see my items that I have, mainly due to my cosmetics, because that is what they're for. They are skins for the game. They give no advantage, and I'm actually going to be doing a video covering every single cosmetic ever at the moment. I'm working on it right now, trying to find people with all of these, and we're going to be going over all of them at some point as well. So make sure you stick around for those types of videos coming very, very soon, because if it is update mode very, very soon, we're going to want to start that as soon as we can. But yes, legendaries. I highly recommend running in speedrun teams if you can. I highly recommend joining the Dungeon Quest Discord, because that gives you a big advantage on what is happening, all the trading, all of the raids, because if you didn't know, a lot of the staff members actually do raids in every single dungeon. So for example, we have a channel called Dungeon Hosting, where we can host a dungeon and do multiple runs. This is how I've mainly found the majority of my legendaries, and that was having a big group of people, just so it goes very, very fast, because sometimes dungeons take 10-11 minutes solo, whereas with a group they can take only like 5 to 7 minutes, depending on the speed of your group, the spells that they have, the gear that they have, yada yada yada. You can also join in clans and guilds, which do speedruns for every single dungeon too, but be careful, they do have requirements that you will need to join. So we're going to go over all of the legendary weapons that we currently have to give you an idea of what they are. So the first legendary is the Desert Fury, which is a melee weapon in Dungeon Quest, and it is a hybrid weapon, one of the only hybrid weapons in the game, having the same damage and spell power statistics. The Desert Fury can actually be upgraded with gold to improve its damage, spell power, and sell price. It can also be sold for a minimum of 4,500 gold and requires players to be at least level 20 to equip it. This item can only be obtained via defeating the Sand Giant on Desert Temple Dungeon on Nightmare difficulty, and the Desert Fury is the best weapon in the Desert Temple Dungeon. This is the first legendary obtainable in the game, and also the first weapon that is equal in physical and spell power, guys, and it also shares resemblance to the Winter Outpost weapon named Twin Bladed Slicer. And yeah, it's really, really awesome because it was the first weapon to actually have a unique attack animation, and others being like the Dragon Slayer Blade, dual weapons, and daggers, etc., which is a really, really fun fact for that. And then for our winter one, we have the Crystallized Greatsword, which actually happened to be our second hybrid, and ever since then we've had 2 legendaries per dungeon, so we're just gonna fly over these ones. So we have the Crystallized Greatsword, which is a legendary for melee and mage. Specializes in both of them as it is a hybrid. It does an average damage of around 1,100 in both spell power and melee. It was formerly the weapon of the highest physical damage and spell power before the Pirate Island dungeon was released, obviously, and it was a highly demanded weapon in the game. Really fun fact about this, there was actually a glitched Crystallized Greatsword, and if you do have that, you are amazing. So it is the Crystallized Greatsword with the normal statistics, but it actually has the skin cover of another weapon. I can't remember what that weapon is called, actually. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yes, the Frozen Lord's Greatsword skin, but on the Crystallized Greatsword. Very fun little fact for that. And then for our Pirate Island, we have the Staff of the Gods, which is our mage one, and our Soul Stealer Greatsword, which is our warrior one. We also have the King's Castle ones, being the Beastmaster Spell Scythe, which is a mage one, and the Beastmaster War Scythe, which is a warrior. We then move on to Underworld, and we had the dual Phoenix Daggers and the Phoenix Greatstaff. Honestly, one of the best looking legendaries was the Phoenix Greatstaff. I love that one so much. And then we got the Sakura Greatstaff and the Sakura Katana for Samurai Palace. In the canals, we recently had Overlord's Rageblade and Overlord's Mana Blade, and right now in Ghastly Harbor, when I am filming this, because this may be in the past for some of you guys, we have the Kraken Slayer and the Sea Serpent Wings Legendaries. Obviously, there are a lot more to come, and as I did say, these items have around a 0.2% drop rate, so approximately 1 in 500 runs. This is not confirmed. This is just a speculation made by the community on everyone's run statistics that they have submitted online to the Wikipedia for Dungeon Quest. The Wikipedia for Dungeon Quest is probably one of the most accurate sources that you can go for information. There are information that we do actually tell them off for because either it's wrong or they need to fix it, but we make sure everything on there is 100% proofread before it does go up now. So yeah, to obtain a legendary, all you really need to do is farm on nightmare modes. If you can farm on nightmare hardcore modes, or even now you can play in a wave defense, because you can actually select nightmare mode on a wave defense, and that will actually give you a boost as well, because every 15 waves you get a drop, and people have gotten a legendary drop in the first wave, in the 40th wave, in the 100th wave, in the 400th wave. They get them all the time, which is absolutely crazy. And I've noticed that if you're not a part of the Dungeon Quest Discord right now, you're missing out on a lot of trades, and trading is probably the best way to obtain a legendary if you do not personally get a drop, because Kira's not that good with getting drops, so she has to trade a lot, unfortunately. Usually I trade under an alternate account because people will try and make me overpay. Don't accept overpays, trust me. And if you have a lower pot legendary, you can actually fully max that out and get a higher potential legendary fully clean. That is like one of the biggest tips I can give for you for trading, because I don't know much about trading personally. I'd love to learn more about it. I'm just not that good with it, and I am 100% okay with that. But other than that, yeah, that's how you basically can get a legendary drop. We go over all the legendaries, we've done all of that, and other than that, yeah, if you guys like today's little mini video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you guys are brand new to the channel. Also hit the notification bell if you'll be notified every single time I post a video or start a stream. And just before I go anywhere, if you guys are still listening at this point, I have a question for you guys, and I want you guys to answer this down in the comments below. If Dungeon Quest was to host an actual IRL meetup at Disney World or Universal Studios in Florida in November to December, would you guys be interested in going, or would you guys like to have something like that, or even like have the possibility of receiving something from like the Dungeon Quest staff team for coming out? I don't know, kind of just like in the works of like seeing if we can organize an event, because if you didn't know, I will be in Orlando from November 17th until the 6th of December, and I want to meet up with quite a few people, and I thought it's only fair to bring the community along with me. So yeah, what do you guys think of an actual like IRL Dungeon Quest meetup? I think that'd be very, very fun. But other than that, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video on how to get a legendary drop, and if you have any more tips for people, put them down in the comments below, because that's going to help out so much for them. And yeah, thank you so much to the people on the screen right now for being my current channel members. You guys are amazing, and if you want to learn how to become a channel member, just click the join button either down below or on my main channel page. And with that, I hope you guys have a lovely day or night wherever you guys may be in the world, and I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Bye guys!